What a night last night, the Hockey Hall of Fame induction. There is Devils great Martin Brodeur. There's our Ken Danico, and Marty receiving his plaque from his teammates Scott Stevens and Scott Niedermayer. Just really an emotional night indeed, and we are so happy to be joined now by the new Hall of Famer, Marty Brodeur. Marty, you've had a full weekend of celebrations. Has it sunk in yet fully?
Yeah, I think so. It's been a long weekend, like you just said. It was a fun weekend. Got to experience a lot of different things out there, and obviously last night with the ceremony and the speech. Put it this way, after I was done with that, I felt pretty relaxed.
Well, Marty, it's just got to be so surreal to have everybody there, all the memories, the career that you had. I don't like which moment in this, in your career, like really stands out. There's probably so many, but is it just kind of what happens at the moment, or?
Yeah, well, I was fortunate. I lived a lot of great experiences throughout my whole career, but obviously the one that sticks out is the first Stanley Cup year in '95. First championship for the state of New Jersey. All the fans and the team, first Stanley Cup also. So it's kind of pretty cool. It was a pretty cool, year for me, especially at such a young age in my career.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible indeed. Now, you mentioned you got through the speech last night. It was very emotional to watch. It brought tears to my eyes, to be honest. How difficult was it for you to deliver and really just reflect back on a full career's work? And you shared the emotional story of, you almost quit the sport, but your brother gave you that push to get back in it.
Yeah, that's one of the things. You get the phone call late June, and you get like 3 or 4 months to prepare your speech. So you go through your whole, not just your hockey career, but your whole life, and what people meant to you, and what certain people did, certain things for you to kind of move up or stay with it. And when you're kind of telling your story, it's one thing when you read it by yourself in the mirror, but when you get in front of people, it got a little tough to kind of spit it out there a little bit. It was all right. It felt good, and I was happy I was able to get through it with not too many glitches.
Yeah, well, Marty, it was, when I got traded to Jersey, obviously played against you, but one thing was so impressive when I came here. It didn't matter, how many, cups you'd won, the awards, the records that you're on pace to breaking. It was really fascinating seeing how you came to the rink every day and wanted to get better, wanted to be the best, and never, rested on what you did in the past. And now it was no doubt, coming to see that. I wanted to say, how inspirational it was for me to see someone as good as yourself in the position that you did, not take anything for granted.
I think you don't achieve what I have achieved just by coming to the rink and just hanging out. I think you have to work at what you do. And like I said, I was fortunate to play on really good teams, but I never took them for granted. Whenever we had a chance to be successful. I wanted to give that chance to the team to maybe move up one more playoff series. I remember in 2012.
Yeah.
Nobody expected us, but next thing you know, we got a little momentum and went all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Well, and that's just a prime example, Marty, of, at that point, there was some question, and geez, does Marty still have it? And that just also was just an icing on the cake that in 2012, you could carry a team like you did to the Stanley Cups. And I think it's important, like your messages you said to a lot of young kids, is that you can't take anything for granted, and you got to live through that adversity. And one thing I wanted to ask you was, could you play 70 games in today's game? I was looking back, you have 12 seasons of 70-plus games.
Yeah. Well, I barely played 3 minutes in the alternate game. But you know what? It's the love of the game, and when you play the game, you see there's some goalies right now that are still able to play that. The Braden Olby, Lundqvist plays a lot of games still. That Frederick Anderson. But it's less and less likely that goalies will be able to play so many games. The game is so much faster, so much more demanding, and the players offensively, they're a lot more gifted to a certain extent. You look at some of the scores this year. I would have got pulled a few times. I would have played right now, I guarantee you.
So you're saying the game's played record is safe?
Yeah, I think so. That one is going to be tough for anybody.
Can we talk a little bit about that Legends game as well? What was that like for you being out there? I think you said you were done for good now, but to play with your son, to play with your former teammates, how did it feel out there?
It was so much fun just to to see my son going out there with all these legends and some Hall of Famers, and obviously he's a little the eyes there, but he had a blast. He played really well. He made some really good saves, and it was just overall a great experience.
Well, now you've kind of moved into some business operations here with the Devils, and how are you liking that? And do you see yourself maybe getting back into hockey operations down the road?
Not for now. I think I really like the pace of what my work schedule is like. I get spend a lot of time with my youngest one back in St. Louis, but it's always nice to come back here. I try to come back 2 or 3 days a week in New Jersey, hopefully catch a few games like I'm here today. But again, I'm kind of moved on from the hockey operation for now.
Yeah.
Anyway, it might change, you never know.
Well, we're so glad to have you back here with the Devils fully, where we all think you belong. Marty, thank you so much for your time and joining us, and congratulations on the Hall of Fame induction.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, MB.